is the god Dionysus, the god of festivities, wine, pleasure, and vegetation. Her parents were Zeus and Semele. I give these multiple examples to show the varying traits of the goddess and goddesses, but also to show that Zeus made sure to spread his seed far and wide, both through immortals, mortals, and nymphs. When Kronos was dethroned, the entire world was split up into three separate sections. Zeus was given the sky, whereas his brother Hades was given the underworld. Hades was also given all of the gems beneath the earth. He, however, was not given a single piece of land that was on top of the earth. In order to get to the underworld, it is said in Greek mythology that you must pay the farrier Charon your death toll to get to the underworld. This was a toll that was put under the tongue of the deceased so that Charon could use it. Also inside of the underworld was the three-headed dog Cerberus. In some Greek mythology, it is also said that this dog can have as many as 50 heads. The reason for Cerberus is that none who are within the underworld can go back to the world of the living. This is because Hades was so enraged that he could never see the sky again, nor have word of what was going on above the underworld unless messengers were sent to him. Because of this, he chose that if he could not leave, none could leave either. It's also interesting to note that once Kronos was dethroned from power, he was sent to the underworld inside one of the realms. Now that we've spoken about Zeus, who was given the sky, and Hades, who was given the underworld, we are left with the third portion of what was left of Kronos' world, and that was the sea, which was given to Zeus' other brother, Poseidon. Poseidon was always jealous of Zeus and all the land that he was given. And because of this, he launched multiple attacks on the land of Zeus's to try and gain some for his own. There are not many examples, but one example where Poseidon at least partially succeeded was at Troezen, where Zeus granted that he should be able to share this city with Athene. Poseidon was not only hungry for land, he was also hungry for claim to creating multiple things. One example is that Poseidon claimed to have created a horse, where it's also talked about that in earlier mythology, Rhea had actually fed Kronos the first horse. Along with this, Poseidon also had children, including Triton, Rhode, Benthesimine, Despania, and Arion. Lastly, I'd like to talk about the Fates. The Fates were a group of three conjoined individuals who were in charge of how long a man's life was and when he would die. The three portions of this conjoined person were Clotho, who held the thread of life, Lachesis, who measured how long each individual's life would be based on the amount of string, and Atropos, who would be the one who would ultimately cut the string of life for each individual. It's interesting to note that in multiple mythologies in the Greek mythology, some thought that Zeus had control over the fates and could decide when man would be able to perish or live longer, while others believed that the fates were older than Zeus, and because of which did not have to listen to Zeus's wishes over who would live. Also, a few interesting facts that I found while researching this. One, being left-handed, was that the left hand was made into an ill omen through the use of it to grab Uranus's genitalia by Cronus before it was removed. I found this interesting because I did not know just how far back it was bad to be left-handed. Another is that Cyclops actually means ring-eyed rather than one-eyed. This is also very interesting because although it is entirely unlikely that there's actually a race of one-eyed individuals, I learned that the Cyclopses were based off a Helladic group of bronze workers who, instead of having one eye, had a red eye drawn around their forehead, hence where the red-eyed versus the one-eyed came from. I also touched on this earlier, that Zeus had many children, and I knew this, but I had not realized just how many children Zeus had. In doing my research, one author that I stumbled upon had 40 divine and 48 mortal children linked to Zeus, with a grand total of 88 children for Zeus. I knew he had some, but I didn't know it were quite that many. Thank you very much.